Hi, I'm Ruthie Rose, and I'm here to talk about Forevermore by Jim Musgrave. It is a steampunk novel, and it is set in post-Civil War New York City, and the year is 1865. And now the story is about the mysterious circumstances surrounding the death of Edgar Allan Poe. Edgar Allan Poe, the master of the macabre, the dark and mysterious of his day. The main character is Pat O'Malley, who's a detective. He at one point worked for Mr. Poe, and when it comes to his attention that the circumstances under which Mr. Poe passed away, he feels like he needs to investigate to make sure he brings some things to light. Because as the story goes, Edgar Allan, and this is true, this is not just a story, the fact that Edgar Allan Poe died mysteriously in Baltimore, Maryland, which is where he was born, but for the last few years of his life, he lived in a cottage in Bronx, New York City, which is my hometown. So Pat O'Malley, at some point, is living in the cottage that was owned by Mr. Poe, and it is brought to his attention about the, mysterious death and the strange goings on, and he decides to do an in-depth investigation. But Mr. O'Malley has a hang-up. He has a problem with intimacy with women, and this plays a part in the story, a role in the story, because to help him solve the mystery, he goes to a woman of the evening, a one Miss Becky Charming, and charming she is because she charms him right out of his pants. And it's not until he gets to that point that he's able to really solve this mystery. And the story involves murder, of course, murder most foul. And then there's the torture chamber. Then there's the eating of cats. There's recurring nightmarish dreams and just all type of deceitful things going on that makes you wonder now exactly who's the one responsible for the death of Edgar Allan Poe. But what I like about the story is the way the author interwove real historic events of New York City for that time into the story. The year is 1865, so it's coming to the end of slavery in America. And he talks about the draft rights that took place in New York City, and I know that those happened. I was there. And he weaves a very, very intriguing, mysterious, dark story from the events of the day, the current events of the day, and even the current authors of the day, like Melville, Walt Whitman, Longfellow. And everything is, there's no electric light, so the city is pretty dark and messy and gnarly, and it's just not pretty. New York City is not pretty in 1865. But the story is quite intriguing. It grabs your attention, and it holds it. And it's a short story. It's not long. I shouldn't say it's a short story, but it's an easy read. It really is. So you should just go ahead and read it and take my word for it. It's a delightful and charming story. Thank you for reading, and thank you for watching.